10 underrated places in New Zealand that you really shouldn't skip. I want to share with you 10 places that aren't the traditional tourist destinations that can be just as beautiful. Most of them are free or very cheap and are great for families travelling with children. So let's start at the top of the country and work down. Whangārei Falls, up in the Northland in Whangārei. This is a nice little stop on your way and I've done a whole video about it here. If you're heading up to Northland, to the Bay of Islands, stop off here. It's a really easy turn as you come off State Highway 1 into Whangārei. The loop walk takes about 20 minutes, but you can see the falls from the car park. You can walk down the steps and have multiple different viewing places, including having a paddle in the water at the bottom. This is a really easy one to add to your road trip. Lake Wainamu in Bethells Beach. I did a video about it here. We were actually testing some camera kit, so you've got some really good shots from the drones. This is a beautiful place on the west coast of Auckland, near Bethells Beach. It was used as a filming location for multiple films. They are huge black dunes, which are awesome for running around, getting shots, or just going for a walk around the track and paddling in the water that appears warm because the black warms it up from the sun. But bear in mind, if you're sand duning down those dunes, you've got to walk all the way back up them. Bring a bodyboard, it is such fun. Another place to stop that's underrated is Hamilton Zoo. Yes, Auckland Zoo, fantastic, but Hamilton Zoo really surprised me. I did a whole video on it here. If you're heading from Auckland and working your way maybe to Rotorua or down to Wellington, Hamilton Zoo is quite a good stop on your journey. We often go there when we're travelling. It really surprised me as a good zoo to visit. Everything you'd expect from a zoo, your tigers, your chimpanzees, your giraffes, but for a small town like Hamilton and for it being on your route, it's perfect. Another place to stop at if you're heading to Wainamu, yes, the Wainamu Caves, but you can miss out Wainamu Caves and there's a whole area around Wainamu. Now, I do a video about this here, but the one I'm suggesting in this video is the Marokopa Falls. If you're staying in the Wainamu area, heading over to Marokopa Falls is a really impressive waterfall and it's a really short 15-minute walk. It looks impressive, so add it onto your list if you're around the Wainamu area. Across to Waikato is the Karangahake Windows Walk. This is really cool. You go through tunnels, it pops out with little windows that you can see across the valley. You can learn about the area and the gold mining, as well as swing bridges, and there's even a cool biking trail around here as well. In the centre of Rotorua, whilst Rotorua is very interesting and there's lots to do, another free activity that's worth doing is the Kuirau Park. This is in the middle of town, it's completely free, and it has geothermal bubbling, geothermal activity which you can walk around any time of day. It's recently been renovated and it's also really interesting. We go back at least once a year and Mother Nature has different ideas. Last year there was a little bubbling hot pool there. This year there's another one over here on the pavement. Mother Nature has designed this how she wants it to look, so it's super interesting. Onto the South Island now. Hanmer Springs. Hanmer Springs really surprised us. It's not on people's traditional route. They'll often miss it out heading straight for Christchurch or through to Queenstown. Well, Hanmer Springs in the centre and the top half of the South Island we found really interesting. We spent 4 days there in the middle of winter. There's the Hanmer Springs hot pools, which is awesome, but there's also alpine walks, and we happened to go for the winter festival in July, which was really interesting with an ice rink. So Hanmer Springs might be worth including on your journey as well. Heading over to Canterbury, we've got Washpen Falls. I did it in this video here. It's on private land near Windwhistle, and you do need to make a payment towards the landowner of $10 per adult, and the children are free. So it's the only waterfall I've been to that they charge for, but fair enough, it's on private land, and it really was worth it. It was a really nice walk. It took about 40 minutes, and it was a beautiful walk to the waterfall and looking at the local area, as well as amazing views across the Canterbury Plains. If you're heading towards Queenstown from Christchurch, there's the Omarama clay cliffs. These are out of this world. You might as well be on a different planet. It's a short walk from the car park. There is an honesty box with a small fee because it's on private land, and it can get quite popular, but it is really worth it, and the walk's not too far, especially with kids. And the final one that I don't want you to miss out on is Tunnel Beach in Dunedin. You walk down the cliffs and you go to the tunnel that opens out to a very private beach. You wouldn't know it was there if it wasn't for this tunnel. There's an amazing landscape all around it. The tunnel is man-made. The people who lived there built it for their private beach. There's a little bit of a story behind it. However, it's a very steep climb back up. I did it when I was quite pregnant, and I remember regretting it, thinking how steep this walk was back to the car park. So they were my 10 underrated places in New Zealand. Please go to Queenstown, Rotorua, Wellington, Auckland, Northland, do those beautiful things. But add these to your trip as well to give that variety and those less touristy places. Are there any places that are underrated that I forgot about? Please add them to the comments. I'd love to know. Thank you for watching. I'm Emily in NZ, and I post about living, working and exploring this beautiful country that is New Zealand. Hit subscribe because I update every Friday. In the meantime, check out one of these videos. I'll see you in my next video.